Before starting with this chapter, students will understand some basic things, because today we know we cannot survive without electricity. So what happens in the past when there was no electricity? Okay, so initially you have seen or you have heard that this kind of situation taking place where studying after the sunset would be very difficult. Okay, studying in this light, okay, it would found very difficulty because there was no electricity. Traveling distance, okay, traveling small distance would take hours. Going from one place to another, it takes lots of time if you travel in this way. Sending some messages, okay, to your dear one, okay, it's also one kind of a big challenge, okay, to send the messages at that moment, because there was no electricity. So you have to send the messages by the post. And another difficulty was about the climate changes. As the climate changes, okay, human get disturbed, okay, and cannot control the climate, because from rainy to winter to summer season, and so person feel distracted. But today everything has been changed because of the electricity. Now even if there is no sunset, even during the night time, we can study, we can do the different kind of work with the help of the light which is available in our house, okay, and this is due to the electrical energy. Traveling distance problem has been resolved. Now you can travel from one distance to another, okay, in no minute. Sending the messages becomes very easy because of the emails. To just messages can be sent in 1 second. And climate control also taken by the human because of the electricity. Today we can use the air conditioner, okay, during the summer season, so climate can be controlled. So all things has been changed because of the electricity in our life, and which is very important in our day-to-day life. Electric current. First of all, we'll understand what is the word electric current. See, in this lecture you are going to see the basic terms only, okay, and then in next lecture we'll start with the terms which are there in the effect of electric current, okay, and remaining part of the chapter. So what is electric current? So once you heard the word electric current, in our minds this picture comes, like getting a shock, okay. Does it mean shock? No, it is not mean shock, okay. Current, what is the meaning of word current? First of all, understand the word current. Current means what? Flow, okay. If the water is flowing, okay, from one place to another, then it is called as a water current. Now if the wind is flowing from one place to another, then it is called as a wind current. And if one news is there that maglev train, bullet train is going to introduce in your country, okay, then it is one news which is follow from one person to another, then it is called as a current news. So basically the current is what? Flow. So if the electric current, if I add the word electric current, so what is the definition of electric current? So it becomes the flow of electrons, because this word comes, electric word comes from electrons, electricity word comes from electrons. So flow of electrons in a conductor. Conductor means any kind of a wire, okay, like copper wire, okay. So that is nothing but a electric current. Electric current, the second definition of electric current can be, electric current is the amount of charge flowing through a particular cross section area in a unit time. This can also be a definition of electric current. Two definitions are there, okay. Electric current is a flow of electrons in a conductor, or electric current flowing in the amount of charge flowing through a particular cross section area in unit time. What is cross section area? Cross section area means thickness of the conductor. Depends on the thickness of the conductor, whether the conductor is thick or thin. According to that, the electric current will flow. So you can write in this way, electric current is equal to, the definition can be made in this way, amount of charge divided by unit of time. So this is how the formula can be made of electric current, that is electric current is equal to amount of charge upon unit time, okay, and this is only the definition of electric current. Next, what makes the charge flow? See, in this definition of electric current we have heard that the flow of charge, okay. So but what does the basically make the charge flow? Who tells the charge to flow? So let us understand how does the charge flow. during the electricity with the help of a small activity. Now we have taken a two beaker, you can see. Let us consider two beakers. One beaker, one tank is A and another beaker is B. Now we have connected both this beaker with the help of a one beaker is at the high level and second beaker is at the low level, and they are connected with the stopcock. This is an stopcock, okay, or the tap of your tap. There is a cock is there which if you release it, okay, the water will come. So you will fill the water in the beaker A. This is a stopcock. Yeah, this is a regulator, you can say. Okay, when you open the stopcock, what will happen initially? Initially there is a water in both the beaker, in A also as well as in the B also. Okay, when the stopcock is closed, water does not flow. Now the water is not flowing basically. Right now the water is not flowing. But when the stopcock is open, okay, what will happen? The water will start flowing. See, the water will flow from beaker A to B, not from B to A. And the water will rise in the beaker B. So water always flow from high level to low level. From this activity what we came to know, that water will flow from high level to low level. Okay, one more, another activity. Suppose to take two objects, okay, one object A and second object B. In first object A has a temperature of 90 degrees Celsius and second object B has a temperature 20 degrees Celsius. If both the object combine together, this is high temperature, this is low temperature, and when they combine together, what will happen? The temperature will transfer. That means heat will transfer. Heat flow from A to B, that is from high temperature to low temperature, not vice versa. Okay, from 90 degree to 20 degrees Celsius heat will flow. So from here we will introduce one concept, one term, that is cell. Now cell, this is not a biological term. Okay, this is not a basic unit of your living organism. This is a cell which is used in the remote control, all that is called as a cell. Okay, so that cell we are going to understand in this electricity world. Now here the symbol of the cell is this. Okay, this is simple way, you don't have to draw that particular cell. Okay, the symbol of the cell represent in this way, in a simple straight line, and in that there is two lines there, one bigger line and one smaller line. Bigger line is called as a plus and smaller line is called as a minus. Okay, and this is how the actual cell look like. Even if you see your cell which is used in a remote controls or toy car, there is a written on that cell, one side is plus and one side is minus. So the plus side is called as a positive terminal and the minus side is called as a negative terminal. What is terminal? Terminal is a place, okay, where all the charges are reserved, where all the charges are stored. Okay, so positive terminal and the negative terminal. Okay, it is a starting or ending point basically. Now positive terminal has +1 charge and negative terminal has -1 charge. So can you say which number is greater, +1 or -1? Answer is +1. So therefore positive terminal is called as a +1 is a bigger number and -1 is a smaller number. So therefore positive terminal is called as a higher electric potential and negative terminal is called as a lower electric potential. Remember this. Positive terminal is called as a higher electric potential and negative terminal is called as a lower electric potential. So potential means what? Potential means level. Okay, potential means level. So when difference between the higher potential and lower potential, the difference between higher potential and lower potential, इसके डिफरेंस को हम क्या बोलते हैं? इसके डिफरेंस को हम बोलते हैं पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस. Okay, so now you have heard this word first time. Okay, you have heard this word before also, if you remember in 9th standard. If not, then today this word is introduced for you, that is potential difference. Very important term. Okay, this term is very important throughout this chapter and later also when you take a science in 11th standard. Okay, in this electricity world, this term will come again and again. Without potential difference there is no electricity. This all relation that you are going to study further in this chapter. So remember, the difference between the higher potential and lower potential is nothing but a potential difference. So the function of the cell is to create the potential difference. What is the basic function of this cell to create? the potential difference. If there is a potential difference, then there will be a electricity. Okay. Next, now let us know what is free electron. See, in the electricity, when the electricity is produced, the free electron play a very important part. Okay, so now how does this free electron is obtained? So to understand that, we'll take one atom. Okay, there is a nucleus, inside that there is a protons and neutrons, which we know, and they are surrounded by the electrons on this orbit. This structure you have seen many times from 7th standard, 8th standard onwards. Okay, this, you know, this is the center part of the atom, that is nucleus. Nucleus contain the protons and neutrons, and this blue color is nothing but electrons, and this are on their particular orbit. They are called as shell, you know, K shell, L, M, N. These are the shells in which the electrons are divided. Now the electron always keeps on rotating around the nucleus because of the positive and negative charges. So the charges between the nucleus and the electrons are called as there is attraction always between the electrons and the nucleus. Okay, and this attraction take place because of one force, and that force is electrostatic force of attraction. In non-metal, what happened? Basically, the number of electrons in the outermost orbit is more. We know, we have studied about metal, we have studied about non-metal. Okay, so in non-metal, what happened? The number of electron in outermost orbit is always more. Okay, that is how much electrons are there, that is 5, 6, 7, this much electrons are always available. So the removal of this electron is not possible. But in case of, because they are strongly bounded, but in the case of metal, if you see, the number of electrons in outermost orbit is less. It can be 1, 2, 3 electrons. Okay, so can you remove this electron? Yes, because these electrons are lightly bounded, loosely bounded. So one of this electron will come out. Okay, and the electron which came out, okay, which escapes, is called as a free electron, and this kind of electron only is useful for production of electricity, and this kind of free electron flow in the conductor, I mean to say wire, in a wire. Okay, especially the copper wire, and in all the other kind of wire. Now we should know the basic differences between these three terms, that is electrons, substance, are classified basically into three types. First is conductors, second is insulators, and third is semiconductors. See, in simple word, conductor means any kind of a wire through which the heat and electricity can pass. Insulator are non-conductors, we can say, through which the heat and electricity cannot pass. And semiconductor means what? The conductors in which the heat and electricity can pass in certain situation, and in certain situation it will not pass. Okay, so it depends. So therefore it is called a semiconductor. Semi means आधा होता है. So let us learn the basic differences between these three. First, conductors. Conductors have the large number of free electrons, hence the electric current can flow through it. It has large number of free electrons. Now we have know what is the free electrons. So lots of free electrons are available, and because of that the current can flow in the conductors. While examples of conductors are copper, silver, iron. These are the good conductors of heat and electricity, through which the heat as well as the electricity can pass very easily. Next is what? Insulators. Insulators have less or practically no free electrons, hence they do not conduct electricity. They don't have actually the electron basically, or if they have only 1 or 2 electrons, and because of that there is no electricity, no passage of electricity take place. Heat or electricity does not pass through the insulator. Example: glass, rubber, wood, etc. These are the example. You have heard this, you have seen also these wires, this kind of wires, this kind of sockets at your home we are using in day-to-day life. Okay, so here you can see this is a metal wire, is a conductor. This is a metal wire which is made up of copper, which is of conductor. उसके ऊपर जो coating होती है वो insulators का होते हैं. Okay, and the rubber coating is a insulator. उसके ऊपर एक rubber का coating होता है, ठीक है, उसको आप पकड़ सकते हो. सो इसके अंदर जब आप उसको कट करते हो तो उसके अंदर जो रबर कोटिंग है उसके अंदर आपको एक छोटा सा वायर और मिलता है, दैट इज कॉपर वायर एक्चुअली. ओके, हियर ऑल्सो plug cover is made up of the insulator. This plug you can catch in your hand. Okay, you do not get basically the shock. Okay, because it is an insulator. Pins are made up of the conductor, but the pins which are there, you can see these are the pins. These are the pins. Okay, they are made up of the insulator. These are the pins. You can see these are the pins. Okay, they are made up of what? Insulators, and this conduct the electricity. Now if we talk about the semiconductor, they do not have free electrons at room temperature but can develop the free electrons under the specific condition. See, in some condition, as I told, this conductor behave like electricity, and in some condition this conductor behave like an insulator. So therefore, in a specific condition, when there is heat is available, okay, when temperature is maybe low or maybe very high, okay, at that time the electricity can be produced. But they do not have the free electrons at the room temp, but at room temperature they do not produce the electricity. These are the natural property of the conductors. Example of conductors, semiconductors are silicon, germanium, gallium, etc. These all things we have heard. Semiconductor is also called as the metalloids. Remember in the school of element chapter, periodic classification of element chapter number 1 of your science 1 textbook. In that we have studied, we have differentiated metal, non-metal and metalloids. So metal are considered to be the conductors, non-metal to be the insulators, and metalloids to be the semiconductor. So this germanium, silicon, you can see these are used in your SIM cards, yellow plating. These are used in the motherboard of ICs, okay, even in the mobile phones. So this SIM card is made up of the semiconductor. And this is black color one is called as IC, that is integrated circuit, that contains the semiconductors. Okay, so these are all things it how works. Okay, these are the basic terms you should know. Okay, later you should not be get confused what is conductor, what is insulator, what is semiconductor. These are the basic things, that's why I have explained you. Okay, so that when you go through the chapter you will come to know. Now this table you have to write down in your notebook when you will make your notes. Okay, because this table is very important, that will help you till the last of this chapter while solving the numericals also. This will help you, and sometimes the question can also ask on the basis of this. So what are the table in this contain? It contains serial number, physical quantity, symbol, unit and symbol. Okay, now let us understand first physical quantity is electric charge. Now electric charge symbol is represent unit is coulomb, because the scientist there was a name as Coulomb. Okay, he told first time about the electric charge, therefore his name is used as a unit. Second, potential difference. Potential difference was told by the scientist whose name was Alexander Volta. His full name Alexander Volta, and in his honor, to give him in honor, okay, the symbol is used as volt. And the last one is electric current. Electric current was introduced by a scientist whose name was Andrew Ampere. Yeah, Andre Ampere, you can say like. Okay, Andre Ampere. So Ampere name was used, okay, to give him honor. Okay, so unit is used as ampere for the electric current. So 3 terms and 3 unit you have to know. Electric charge unit is coulomb, potential difference unit is volt, electric current unit is ampere. Filling the blanks might come in examination, or match the following. Symbols. Electric charge symbol is Q, potential coulomb symbol is C, potential difference is V, वोल्ट का सिंबल होता है वो भी V, दोनों का सिंबल एक ही है यहाँ पर. पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस इज ऑल्सो V and वोल्ट इज ऑल्सो V. इलेक्ट्रिक करंट सिंबल इज I, ampere symbol is A, capital A, because it is a name of human. Okay, so these things you should know. This is the most important table of this chapter. Okay, and these are the 3 terms on which you will whole chapter will you're going to study, and this will come again and again, so you should know always. Okay, so I suggest you to copy this in your notebook and memorize it. This is very, very important. Formula from this, it has been derived. One formula is I is equal to Q upon T, where I is what? Electric current, Q is charge and T is time. This is the formula for electric current. And formula for potential difference is V is equal to W upon Q. V is potential difference, W is work done, your work, and Q is what? Electric charge. So these are the formulas you have to know. So I is equal to Q upon T and V is equal to W upon Q. These are the formula you should remember. Okay, so these are the things you should know, students. And now next term we are going to study, I'm going to introduce a word which is very very important, that is resistance. Now what is mean by resistance? Resist, if you say resist, to stop yourself to do anything, that is called as resistance. Okay, so now if I consider one wire is there, metallic wire, if you here you can see the atoms in the state of vibration. Now this blue color is considered to be the atom. Okay, this one, you can see this blue color dots, these are considered to be the atoms, and this black color is considered to be the electrons. Electrons are in a state of random motion. Atom do not move from one place to another, but electron move from one place to another in the wire. Now if you see, this is a wire. Okay, this is not a cylinder, this is a wire which we have zoomed and it look like a wire. Okay, consider this is a wire, and in the wire there are the two things, one is atom and one is electron. Atom are in a vibration mode, while the electron are in moving in a random motion. Electrons are moving in a random motion. Now if I connect the wire with the cell, ठीक है, एक वायर को हम लोग अगर सेल से के साथ कनेक्ट कर देते हैं, सेल, यू नो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज सेल. बिगर लाइन इज कॉल्ड एज पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल, smaller line is called as a negative terminal. So what will happen when I connect, the cell is connected, the cell creates the potential difference. PD मतलब क्या होता है? Potential difference होता है, ठीक है, potential difference create होगा यहाँ पर. So electron will flow from negative terminal to positive terminal. तो electron flow करना चालू कर देंगे. देखिए initially electron का direction देखिए आप यहाँ पे black color में ऊपर वाले डायग्राम में आप देखिए, तो यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रॉन का डायरेक्शन कैसा है, एक इलेक्ट्रॉन इधर जा रहा है, एक इलेक्ट्रॉन इधर जा रहा है, कोई भी डायरेक्शन है, रैंडम मोशन. बट अगर मैंने सेल के साथ कनेक्ट कर दिया है उसको, जब वायर को, ठीक है, तो क्या हो जाता है कि आप देखिए इलेक्ट्रॉन का डायरेक्शन एक ही तरफ हो गया कि नहीं. पहला वाला देखिए और यहाँ पे देखिए, यहाँ पे देखिए ये इलेक्ट्रॉन का डायरेक्शन कैसा है, रैंडम है ना. जबकि यहाँ पे आप देखिए इलेक्ट्रॉन का डायरेक्शन कैसा है, ये साइड पे जा रहा है कि नहीं, इलेक्ट्रॉन, सब इलेक्ट्रॉन ये साइड पे जा रहे हैं. देखिए ब्लैक कलर के इलेक्ट्रॉन से एक ही डायरेक्शन, और वो डायरेक्शन क्या है, नेगेटिव टर्मिनल टू पॉजिटिव टर्मिनल, वो पॉजिटिव की तरफ जा रहे हैं, बिकॉज वो खुद नेगेटिव है तो वो पॉजिटिव की तरफ जाएंगे. सो द मूविंग इलेक्ट्रॉन कोलाइड विद एटम. जब इलेक्ट्रॉन मूव करते हैं तो क्या होता है कि रास्ते में ये सब एटम्स आते हैं. देखिए ये इलेक्ट्रॉन जा रहा है, ठीक है, और रास्ते में ये वाला एटम आएगा, तो ये एटम साइड पे तो होने वाला नहीं है, तो ये इलेक्ट्रॉन और ये एटम में क्या होगा, कोलिजन होगा. So thus the atom opposed to the flow of electron. So atom will throw back the electron. Okay, तो atom से टकरा के इलेक्ट्रॉन फिर से पीछे जाएगा, फिर से इलेक्ट्रॉन आएगा, फिर से उससे टकराएगा. Okay, and this process goes on. When the atoms are more, resistance is more. तो जब एटम का कोलिजन ज्यादा होता है इलेक्ट्रॉन के साथ, तो ज्यादा रेजिस्टेंस, ज्यादा स्पार्क प्रोड्यूस होता है. ओके, और उसे हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, रेजिस्टेंस. सो व्हेन एटम्स आर मोर, रेजिस्टेंस इज मोर and the current is less. At that time the current will be less because electron flow will be less. क्योंकि जब ज्यादा इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्लो होगा तभी तो करंट ज्यादा होगा. लेकिन अगर एटम बहुत ज्यादा होंगे तो इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्लो नहीं कर पाएंगे, एंड अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्लो नहीं कर पाएंगे तो करंट क्या होगा, कम ही होगा. सो व्हेन एटम्स आर लेस, रेजिस्टेंस विल बी लेस. जब एटम कम होंगे वायर में तो रेजिस्टेंस क्या होगा, कम होगा, कोलिजन कम होगा इलेक्ट्रॉन और एटम का, और इसके वजह से इलेक्ट्रॉन ज्यादा फ्लो कर पाएंगे, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट द करंट विल बी मोर. So the property of the conductor due to which it opposes the flow of current is called as resistance. This is a definition of resistance. You can get the definition from the textbook also, okay, or you can write this definition also. The property of the conductor due to which it opposes the flow of current. ठीक है, जो करंट को फ्लो होने से रोकता है, ये प्रॉपर्टी को हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं, रेजिस्टेंस. रेजिस्टेंस हर जगह होता है. ओके, इन योर मोबाइल गैजेट्स, इन योर लैपटॉप, इन योर टीवी, ठीक है, जितने भी सब इलेक्ट्रॉनिक गैजेट्स है, स्पीकर्स, ठीक है, सब में रेजिस्टेंस प्रोवाइडेड होता है. इस तरह से रेजिस्टेंस को लगाया जाता है कि जहां पे अगर करंट की ज्यादा रिक्वायरमेंट है तो रेजिस्टेंस कम लगाए जाते हैं, और जहां पे करंट की कम रिक्वायरमेंट है वहां पे रेजिस्टेंस को ज्यादा लगाया जाता है, सो दैट इट कैन कंट्रोल द फ्लो ऑफ द करंट. सो रेजिस्टेंस टर्म इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इन द इलेक्ट्रिसिटी वर्ल्ड. So I hope it is clear. The property of conductor due to which it opposes the flow of current is called as resistance. Okay. So we'll talk about the units of resistance. The SI unit of resistance is, देखिए सिंबल क्या है रेजिस्टेंस का, कैपिटल R, एंड द यूनिट इज ओम. ठीक है, ये देखिए ये जो सिंबल है ये यूज किया है इस तरह से, ये ओम का सिंबल है. और आप ऐसा भी लिख सकते हैं OHM. Okay, you can write this also or you can use this symbol also, anything as a unit, both are the units. Okay, this was first time was told by George Simon Ohm. There was a great scientist, उनका नाम था जॉर्ज साइमन ओम. उन्होंने सबसे पहले रेजिस्टेंस के बारे में बताया था और उन्होंने एक फॉर्मूला डिराइव किया था. ओके, हम लोग ने 9th स्टैंडर्ड में भी पढ़ा है ओम्स लॉ, राइट, रिमेंबर ओम्स लॉ. ओके, तो ओम्स लॉ मतलब वो ओम्स लॉ कहाँ से आया था, जॉर्ज साइमन ओम ने इंट्रोड्यूस किया था वो. ठीक है, और वहाँ से रेजिस्टेंट टर्म्स आया है. तो रेजिस्टेंट जो फॉर्मूला है वो फॉर्मूला साइमन ने ये बनाया है. आज ये देखिए ये सेल का सिंबल है. सेल इन दिस वे इट लुक लाइक बैटरी. मोर देन वन सेल इज कॉल्ड एज बैटरी. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज प्लग की और इट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज टैप की. ओके, क्लोज की या तो उसे ओपन की भी बोला जाता है. ओके, this is a symbol of resistance. This is how the resistance symbol, zigzag line. और रेजिस्टेंस कुछ इस तरह से होता है एक्चुअल में. अगर आप देखेंगे कलर बैंड होते हैं, सबके कोड्स होते हैं, वो अभी नहीं है आपको 11th में. अगर आप साइंस लेते हैं तो कलर कोड उसके पढ़ने होंगे. फिलहाल ऐसा नहीं है, खाली आपको रेजिस्टेंस वर्ड याद रखिए, इसके मीनिंग याद रखिए. इसके बाद आप देखिए रेजिस्टेंस, वेरिएबल रेजिस्टेंस भी होते हैं, क्रॉस किया हुआ सिंबल. ठीक है, जहाँ पे आप रेजिस्टेंस चेंज कर सकते हैं और जिससे करंट भी चेंज हो सकता है. नेक्स्ट इज दिस टू इंस्ट्रूमेंट यू माइट बी हर्ड दैट इज एम मीटर एंड वोल्ट मीटर. इस तरह से दिखता है. वोल्ट मीटर है तो, और अगर एम मीटर है तो ए लिखा होगा. एम मीटर मेजर करता है इलेक्ट्रिक करंट को एंड वोल्ट मीटर मेजर करता है वोल्ट मीटर को, दैट इज पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस को. सो दिस आर द बेसिक थिंग्स यू शुड नो. सो फर्दर इन द चैप्टर आपको तकलीफ नहीं होगी, इसके लिए मैंने आपको बेसिक ये टेबल फिर से बता दिया है. इफ़ यू वांट यू कैन जस्ट रिफर द 9th स्टैंडर्ड टेक्स्ट बुक इलेक्ट्रिक करंट चैप्टर अगेन, एंड वहाँ से आपको ये टेबल मिल जाएगा. That's it students in this video. In next video we'll continue with this remaining part of the chapter. Thank you so much students.